story that I'm going to read is called The Adventures of Rooney Cruz, Hannah the Belle of Prayer. It's written by Aaron Weidman and illustrated by Rob Corley and Chuck Bulmer. Welcome, little Belle. Your superhero journey begins right now. Hello, Rooney. You look super cute today. Kylie's one of the cool kids, rolled her eyes and giggled. The other girls nodded, but Rooney could tell they were only joking. She looked down and took a big breath. She liked the outfit she was wearing. Thanks. My mom and I went shopping last week and hello, the girls were already walking away. Rooney shrugged her shoulders and began to walk toward the field. All of a sudden, her foot slipped across a thick patch of mud, and down she went. The puddle made a terrific sponge as her body flew forward into the murky mess. Come on, she thought. Yuck. Her pants were smeared with mud and her shoes felt kind of gooey. She looked up to see the girls whip around in a hurry. That got their attention. Just look at her in the mud. Too bad she had fallen. Awkward, you. So gross. That's what they were saying to her. Callie and her friends were pointing and then they were laughing. This made Rooney's heart ache. As Rooney wiped off the mess and stood up, she saw that the tallest girl, Maddie, was rolling around a small gray object in her hand. Then Maddie closed her fist and reached into the air. Please don't, Rooney started to say. Sometimes it's a little hard to get the pages. Ow! It was a direct hit. Rooney rubbed the red spot on her shoulder. She reached down and picked up the smooth, shiny rock. She squeezed it hard as she could. Leave me alone, she growled at the girls. Even after she turned around, Rooney could feel their eyes watching her. She began to feel hot, still holding the rock. She ran to the big tree at the far end of the playground. The tall tree had long branches full of leaves that swayed gently in the cool breeze. This was her tree. When she sat underneath it, she felt safe. She found her favorite root. It was twisty and thick. Her fingers followed the path it took up the tree, snaking its way to the center of the trunk. She danced her fingers along its windy, wiggly edge. Why are they so mean, she whispered. I don't get it. She didn't understand why they were so mean to her. Ring. Is that the school bell? Rooney thought. It sure doesn't sound like it. Ring, a ding, a ding. What is that? She looked all around. Where was that sound coming from? Then something moved in the tree, and it wasn't the leaves. Sitting in the lowest branch was a small creature with 2 wings. The creature lifted off the branch, twirled in the air, and landed gently on Rooney's knee. Then it spoke. Hey, what's up? Rooney could feel her eyes get huge. For a second, she didn't know what to do or think. Are you talking? That's just weird. Oh, come on, angels can do lots of weird stuff. Rooney shook her head. You're an angel? My name is Marie, and yes, I'm an angel. Aren't you kind of small? Angels are big and have huge wings. And Marie held up her tiny hand. Hey, I may not be that big, but I am an angel for sure. See? Robe, marvelous wings, halo. Maury spun around slowly, gently flapping her wings and tilting down so Rooney could see the small gold circle around her head. I'm not just an angel either. I'm your angel. Rooney blinked a few times. This cannot be happening, she thought. Right, I'm sorry, but there is no way you're a real angel. I must have hit my head when I fell down. Maury crunched up her face. Rooney felt bad. All right, that was rude. I believe you. It's just pretty funny that you're here. But since you are, maybe you can help me. Those girls are so mean. It's like this every day. I don't know why they're making fun of me. Maury sat down on Rooney's knee and crossed her legs. I hear you. You know, this kind of thing has been happening forever. This reminds me exactly of Hannah. Hannah, Rooney didn't know any girl by that name. She's one of the Bible Bells. Maury nudged her. She's a superhero. What's a Bible Belle? Rooney asked. I'm not sure how you don't already know this, but superheroes aren't real. They're comic book characters. They're all made up. That's what Rooney told her. Well, Maury said, Hannah was a real live human with powers and everything. Come on, I'll show you. Maury fluttered her wings and lifted off Rooney's knee. She sailed up to Rooney's hand and lightly tapped on her fingers. Open up. Rooney unfolded her hands. She was still holding that rock. Maury flew down and picked it up. It was about the size of her head. Then she soared down and placed the rock on top of Rooney's root. Suddenly the rock began to wobble. Then it wiggled, and then it shot quick as lightning up the tree, hit the center, and boom! The trunk split open and out bounced a window. Rooney's eyes were wide open. Whoa! Pretty cool, huh? Maury said. Rooney glanced down. Hey, my clothes, Maury. Where's all the mud go? Maury laughed. I thought you should have clean clothes for our journey. She flew to the corner of the window and waved her hand for Rooney to join her. Take a look. See down there, Maury whispered. Hannah's with her husband and his other wife. Rooney wasn't sure she had heard Maury correctly. What? He has two wives? No way. Weird, right? This was really weird to Rooney. Okay, Maury continued. So Hannah, her husband, and this other wife, Penaniah, lived together as a family. But Hannah's husband isn't always around and well, listen. Just listen. Rooney leaned in. She could see a woman sitting at a small table, mixing something in a large wooden bowl. Another woman was bustling around the room with her hands on her hips. Oh, I'm the best mom ever, Hannah, the other woman standing up to the one with the bowl. You must be sad that you don't have any kids. I guess God doesn't love you very much, or he would let you have a baby. I'm having a little trouble getting the pages to come. Rooney sat a sour look on her face. What? Wow, what's her problem? She's not very nice, is she? Maury said. Penaniah is super jealous because her husband loves Hannah more than he loves her. Rooney was quiet. This must feel pretty bad. That's no reason for her to be so mean. Rooney could hear Hannah whispering to herself. Just ignore her, she said. God loves me. I know he does. Don't listen to her. Why doesn't she do something? Rooney asked Mari. Mari nodded her head. I know, right? This went on for years. So it was years that this lady was badgering the other lady, which was Hannah. The window shook and suddenly a new scene appeared. Rooney thought it looked like a big party. Most of the people were smiling and laughing, but Hannah was standing alone with her head down. Mari, what's going on? Every year, Hannah and her family take this trip to celebrate and worship God, Mari explained. Rooney was confused. She looked like she's having the worst time ever. Enough is enough, Hannah said. I got to get out of here. So where is she going to go? Let's find out. Rooney watched as Hannah walked quickly away from the party and sat down in a quiet corner near a large stone building. What's she doing? Rooney asked. I can barely hear her. Rooney, watch this, Mari said. It's my favorite part. Rooney leaned further into the window and she heard Hannah's voice. God, why is this happening to me? I am so sad, Hannah cried. I faithfully serve you and I love you. I know that you love me. Please don't forget me, Lord. I know you have a special plan for my life. I can feel it and I can trust you. Hannah was quiet for a moment and then she spoke again. Please give me a son. I will raise him to love you too, just like I do. When he is old enough, I promise to bring him back here and he'll follow you faithfully for his whole life. So now she was praying that she'd have a son and then she'd bring the son back to the temple church back where she was at this time. Just then Rooney saw a man walking over to Hannah. She heard him say, "Excuse me, but you're acting a little funny. I think you should leave," this man said. Mari, Rooney asked, "Who's this guy?" Mari put her hand on Rooney's shoulder. That's Eli. He's the priest, the man in charge. Hannah looked up and Eli moved a little closer. What are you doing here? He asked. I'm talking to God, Hannah said, tilting up her head. I'm telling him what's in my heart. Please don't send me away. I've held my feelings inside for so long. Now I'm here to tell God the truth and ask for help. Eli nodded. You know, that's very brave. May God bless you and your prayer. Go in peace. So he talked to her and he helped her by blessing her. Suddenly Mari's window shook again. Rooney could see Hannah and she was holding something tiny in her arms. Hold on, Rooney shouted. I thought Hannah couldn't have a baby. Mari smiled, but she did, a little baby boy, and she named him Samuel. Rooney was so excited. Wow. Wait, why? Because Mari said Samuel means God heard. Awesome, Rooney couldn't believe it. She leaned in to get a closer look. For this child I prayed, Hannah said, and God listened to the true desire in my heart. Rooney jumped up. Hold on, she talked to God, and he heard her? God hears? No way, she really does have superpowers. Mari did a flip in the air. I know, pretty cool, right? Wait a second, Rooney thought hard. Mari, do you think God will hear me if I talk to him? Mari nudged her gently. Try it. Rooney took a deep breath. She put her head down and closed her eyes. Okay, God, here we go. This is the first time I've ever talked to you. I might mess it up, but I'll try my hardest. I just want to say that it is awesome that Hannah could talk to you. She really loved you, didn't she? Hey, is that why you could hear her? Anyway, what you did was a miracle. I'm having some problems at school. I'm not sure what to do. Can you help me like you helped Hannah? I hope so. I hope you can hear me. Rooney opened one eye, then the other. How was that? Mari threw her hands in the air. You did it. That was great. Mari put her arm around Rooney's neck. You know, God can hear you anytime you want to talk to him. It doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing. You can talk to him as much as you want, and he will always help you. Rooney thought for a moment. Do you think he can really help me with the girls at school? Mari held Rooney's hand. One thing I know is that God can do amazing things. He's got a special plan in mind for you. Just keep talking to him, and he'll be ready for him to show you. I'm so proud of you. Mari squeezed Rooney's hand, and now check this out. Mari's hand spun around quickly, and bright shining bell appeared above her head. This is a bell of prayer. It will remind you of the power you have to talk to God and tell him the truth, just like Hannah. And remember, God can hear you, and he is always listening. Rooney reached out to touch the golden bell. It felt warm. Is this for me? Yes, Mari said. Bells are the symbols of the Bible bells. Each bell represents a real superpower. Once you learn how to use it, it's yours forever. Rooney held out her hands, and the bell floated down, landing softly in her palm. As soon as it touched her hands, the sparkling bell began to glow. Really? Thank you, Mari. It's God's gift to you, Mari replied with a wink. I'm just the messenger. I'll take really good care of it, Rooney whispered. I promise. Hey, Rooney. Rooney looked across the playground and saw that Kylie and Maddie were walking toward her. Come here, Maddie's called. We want to show you something. She said something to Kylie, and both of them started giggling. Rooney thought for a second. She looked at Mari, then she closed her eyes and put her head down. Hey God, it's me again, Rooney. Today I didn't know I had the power to talk to you or that. You could actually hear me. This changes everything. Now that I know you're listening, I feel different somehow. I'm not scared or angry anymore. Look what happened to Hannah. She trusted you and you watched over her. You protected her. Will you do the same for me? I think I'm going to need your help, like right now. Please help me know how to talk to Kylie and Maddie. Please help me know what to say and what to do when I get over there. And no matter what happens, now I know you'll be with me, just like you were always with Hannah. Thanks, God. Rooney looked at Mari and smiled. She took the glowing bell and tucked it safely in her pocket. She could feel the warmth of the bell inside as she started to walk toward the girls. She smiled again. She was beginning to understand. So Rooney was knowing that God was going to be with her when she was with her, going to the girls that were making fun of her. She knew God was going to help her and that's why she understood. The Bible says, I will give you hidden treasures, riches stored in secret places, so that you may know that I am the Lord, the God of Israel, who calls you by name. Isaiah 45:3. That is the end of this story, and I hope you enjoyed it. God bless.